the Sattvic concept of daily life. Namaste. Welcome to the Sattvic concept of yoga in daily life. Myself Chetana Badekar here. Today I am going to talk about the importance of yoga theories in a yoga practitioner. We are opting yoga as a serious practice or a part of our discipline, then it is very important to know about little bit awareness on the theories of yoga. In olden days, if you see the few years back, maybe 20-30 years before, the number of yoga teacher available around you is very less, very scanty, the good teachers. But that is not the case today. In every street, every places you can find a yoga center and lot of practitioner will be there, one person will be teaching. Now it is a high time to redefine the definition on yoga learning, because we have to refine the quality of yoga. So what is lacking in present day in yoga? Importance of yoga theory or the knowledge of yoga as a shastra. Before going to explain that what exactly yoga shastra is, let me tell you, you have heard of Sangeeta, the Carnatic music or Hindustani music. Anybody told you, I'll give you couple of Sangeeta classes free of cost, come and learn the Sarala Varase or Janti Varase within couple of days, please come here? No. We learn Sangeeta as a shastra. There is a proper procedure for that. You have to opt a guru and undergo a kind of discipline, then only you can practice Sangeeta. Then yoga is also a shastra. Have you ever learned the theory of this? Have anyone introduced you this? So this kind of introduction was lacking in the society, which led to a serious misconception about yoga. Nowadays, many of them people are considering that few vyayamas are itself as in yoga. Across the globe, this is the challenge. They think that couple of asana itself is a complete yoga. Asana is a part of yoga. It is some aspect of yoga where you are just transcending beyond your physicality or commanding your physique and bringing back, restoring your health through asana. There are a couple of other definitions there for asana. But that is not the only case. We need to understand about little awareness on the theory. Now the tragedy here happening is many classes what we observed that people are going and just joining the ongoing batches. There will be running batches for 1 or 2 or the timing will be mentioned. Which time is convenient for you, you will go and join there. General yoga sessions you can join only when you are physically fit. You don't have any problem. A person who is suffering from BP, arthritis or rheumatic arthritis or mental stress, each person cannot have a common yoga module. The yoga supposed to be practiced by a rheumatic arthritis people or the yoga practiced by a mental stressed fellow is totally different. The tool what we use there is different. They can't have a common syllabus. But without that awareness, people are going and joining, considering themselves, they themselves consider they are healthy and joining to the ongoing batches. That brings a serious side effect on themselves. If the teacher is meticulous, he has the time, he spends the time to understand why this fellow is joining the course. It is very important to question ourselves why we are joining yoga. Are we joining yoga for spiritual evolution? We want to evolve spiritually through practicing yoga? Or are we joining yoga to come back to our health or restore our health or energize ourselves? Then what is the health challenges we are having? What are the problems? And what kind of syllabus is suitable for us? We need to question ourselves before joining the course. And when we join the course, we need to understand whether the module given is suitable for me or not by consulting one of the teacher. Nobody is doing that. That is one side tragedy. Nowadays, doctors are prescribing yoga whenever the situation person is undergoing stress. So such condition person will approach for yoga classes. Can we put them into general ongoing batch? Maybe some cases they failed, they are not able to recover. I am not telling failure. They are not able to recover through allopathy medicine. They are not able to recover through Ayurvedic medicine. As a last option, they want to try yoga and to restore their health back. As a last hope, they are coming for yoga. then what should be the intensity of a yoga teacher attending him? Are we attending him like that? Whether all the yoga teachers are attending like that? The answer will be no. Many yoga teachers may not be understanding or won't be taking an effort to understand why this person has come here. Many. I'm not telling all are the wrong. That is why recently that one of the known university, SVS University, is telling you first ask the person why he is coming for yoga. That is very important question we have to pose on ourselves. Why we are practicing yoga? Then what kind of syllabus is suitable for me? That we are supposed to practice. One syllabus which is necessary for us present day may not be the need after a few days. Then you have to change your syllabus. Some people come to the yoga ashram and they say that I am practicing yoga from last 4 years. Good, you are practicing from 4 years, a great thing. You are carrying that knowledge as a part of your discipline, you are carrying it, this is good. And can you tell me the sequence what you practice? They don't know. They don't know the sequence. Then what they did in the 4 years of practice? If you are not able to remember the sequence of one page which you are telling you are practicing from 4 years, then what they are doing it? So we need to understand there is a syllabus sequence. Maybe it is started with the prayer or some sukshma vyayama, or it may be couple of asana or couple of pranayama. You should be able to remember the sequence. Then why we call it as yoga learning? In many places, people just mimic what teacher is doing. They are not listening what he is telling and they are not noting down what he is explaining to us. They just mimic whatever happening in the class by seeing others or by seeing the teacher. That can't be yoga. That can be a vyayama, an exercise, just an exercise to the physical body as you can do it in the gym. It will become yoga when your focus goes inside, when you are concentrating in yourself and concentrating in each and every instruction the teacher is giving and noting down that point, either mentally or you are literally writing it down. Then only you can call it as a yoga learning session. And as the theory says that, yoga have lot of shastras, like the background theories. One is Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Yoga Vasishta, Gheranda Samhita. Likewise, a lot of theories are there behind yoga. How many yoga teachers are aware about these theories? If we don't know the basic terminologies of this, are we eligible to teach? Person who knows couple of asana cannot become a complete yoga teacher. Maybe he can teach some of the children about the basic yoga, but he cannot be a refined teacher. Especially when you are attending a person who comes with the health or health related issues, you are supposed to know that what we have to give it to him and how we can bring him to the wellness. The concept of yoga is restoring the wellness of the health. How to restore that wellness, how to bring him back to the wellness concept. That is very much essential and that can be achieved only when you have the theoretical knowledge on yoga. It's not only basic asanas, it's not only bending your body, it is also equally important to create awareness inside so that we can guide other person to come to this stream. We'll come back in detail about the concept of yoga theory in the coming episode. Till then, we'll keep you in hold and I'm concluding the concept here. Thank you.